Good morning. It is a great morning. Wondering who'll show up today. If my little friend here would show up. No. Ah, well. So anyways, today we should talk about the joy of the Lord. Nehemiah 8:10 says, "The joy of the Lord is our strength." And that hasn't changed because Hebrews 13:8 says Jesus Christ is the same today, yesterday, today, and forever. That's a great thing to know. Back in the day when I had nothing to do, I wrote book one. The one we read before was book two. There's all kinds of short stories and poems in here. Oh, yeah. This book is called Both Sides Now. There's one here. It's called Going for Coffee. That wasn't there before. Oh, don't mention that name. Anyways, old religion and firm believer were having a coffee at I can smoke if I want to restaurant. You remember when you used to be able to smoke in the restaurant? Wow. Anyways, firm believer was sharing how after many years he's finally having victory in his struggle with temptation. I finally see how just praising God and singing hymns can put the devil on the run, said firm believer, putting his coffee down. He'll be back, scoffed old religion, making a complaining gesture about the smoke, secretly hoping the waiters would drop some so she'd have to bend over. Oh, I am certainly will, boasted firm believer, but Jesus Christ will be too. And when he does, he'll set his feet on the Mount of Olives, and it will cleave in the midst. I'm not into that religion stuff, said old religion, thinking of his next business deal. Oh, it's not in Revelation, remarked firm believer. It's in Zechariah 14:4 to be exact. Look, I've been going to that church for 50 years, boy, and you aren't going to be telling me about right and wrong, growled old religion, annoyed by firm believer's knowledge. I have been an elder since the toilets were stalled in the restroom, and you were still wet behind the ears. Oh, yes, rejoiced firm believer. It was just like I was just born again, like I was a brand new creature, where the old was gone and the new has come. At this, old religion looked at his watch, dropped his coffee money on the table, and politely said he had to leave. He passed a new child of God on his way out, and with a look of suspicion, headed to his Mercedes. New child of God noticed firm believer at the table and hurried over to ask if he could join him. The two joyfully discussed many wondrous things of God and his word that night in the smoky old restaurant, closing the place down. They left better men for it. On the way home, new child of God witnessed a policeman who stopped him in a routine check. Surprising enough, no other cars came down the road for almost an hour as the two talked. The policeman was very encouraged by new believer, by the new child of God's joyful attitude, and remarked about some old grouch had just gone through a couple of hours ago by the name of old religion. All he could do was whine about who he was and how he should be out stopping bad guys, said the policeman. Well, I was sure I didn't want anything to do with church after meeting that guy, but you seem different. There's a peaceful attitude about you. Another car was approaching, and their conversation was interrupted. New child of God said goodbye, invited his new friend out to church. The policeman said he'd make it a point when his shift changed, and waved child of God on as the next car approached. Note. Take note. None of this pouting. Take note. Remember, the joy of the Lord is your strength. Note. The characters in this story are purely fictional and do not resemble anyone living or dead. Or do they? This poem was written on December 30th, 1996. Woo! Freedom. Back when Canada was a free country. Well, the Bible said that we would go through these days. Darkness will cover the land, and evil men will be in rule. But as they were in Nehemiah's day, the joy of the Lord shall be the strength. The joy of the Lord shall be our strength. Is the joy of the Lord your strength? We have to make a choice. I have to make a choice to let the joy of the Lord be my strength. It could be a minute by minute choice. But when we're focused on the Lord, we can walk on water in the summertime. I could walk on water in the wintertime. It's like -30. But the joy of the Lord. Let the joy of the Lord be your strength today. And write something amusing. And judge not, and you shall not be judged. God is so good. Believe on him. Trust in him. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bless your neighbor. Bless God, and you will bless yourself. Have a wonderful day. It's a great day out there. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Thank you.